Look, who knows? I think an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is, if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party, or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the idea that there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I just want to give my 2 cents on this situation from last week, because basically, I think this is a major issue. What's going to happen next? We don't know. It's basically, we are in, a new frontier right now at the moment. You know that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter for $44 billion. That's with a B, ladies and gentlemen, $44 billion, which basically he's going to take the company private. And of course, those on Twitter who have been problematic have been freaking the fuck out as far as what's been going on. And the thing about it is, when you look into the perspective, and especially with all the leaked audio that's been coming out, the things that these people are saying behind the closed doors on there, and it's the things that we've been saying. These people are trying to wrangle in free speech. And, people say, well, we have misinformation and we have hate speech and stuff like that. So let me explain something to you. Who are you to say that it is misinformation? Who made you the arbiter? And this is the situation which is now going on in Washington right now, that they want to make Homeland Security the arbiters of what's misinformation and what's not. When you hear situations when a government entity is going to do that, that is a problematic constitutional issue. Okay, we have a constitution, freedom of speech. We're allowed to say things in there. According to Supreme Court, at least 3 times, including one in the last decade or so. One, there is no such thing as hate speech. There isn't, according to the Supreme Court. People could see, the thing about it is that people continue to use these buzzwords: misinformation, hate speech, white supremacy, all that, to scare you, to throw you back. Are there white supremacists in the world? Yeah, there's always going to be one there, because there's always going to be knuckleheads on there. Are there black supremacists? Yes, there are always knuckleheads out there. Are there Hispanic ones? Yes. You're always going to get radicals in the world, people who think that they know better for all of us, because they have the mentality that says, I can do it better. This is not, I don't like this. Well, what I have to say is that go live in where stuff like that does exist. See if you enjoy it. See if you enjoy living under a Chinese regime and not able to watch what you want to watch, not be able to leave your home when you want to. They can keep you in your home. You've seen the videos already on that. You've seen the violations, whether it's the animal violations, whether it's the human violations, that's going on. And it's not only China. It's, you have it in Russia, you have it in Africa, you have it in many other countries throughout the world. When you look at our country and people criticize us that basically we were funded by slavery and white supremacy, these are the people that don't understand, and the people that are shouting the most, that want to take this country down, that don't understand. Other countries want us to go away. Why? Because they want to continue the slavery. They want to continue the human trafficking, the child pornography, and all the other things that they've been doing for quite some time. The party is partially over, and it's been going on for decades now. That basically this country has pushed across the world that the world needs to be, those areas need to be cleaned up. You know, they said, well, you know, they hate gay people here and all that. Go over to the Middle East, to that situation. See what goes on over there. And see, this is the things that are hidden on Twitter. Basically, we try to say something that is factual, and meanwhile, Twitter will either shadow ban you, blacklist you, or kick you off the site.
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying, and I feel like you're doing it deliberately. It's not about one particular thing. It's about a pattern and practice of violating our
And you
rules.
have a pattern and practice of banning only one faction of people.
I don't agree with that.
Recently published an article where they looked at 22 high-profile bannings from 2015 and found 21 of them were only on one side of the cultural debate.
But
You know, they kicked off the president of the United States. The president of the United States. But meanwhile, people who have dedicated hate online from the Mideast, from Asia, are still online there, who are spewing out hate and destruction to different religions and races on there. Stuff that they claim, Twitter claims, would be a violation of their terms of service. No, they're still there because basically this is what they believe in and don't understand that basically everybody has a voice. And here's the scary part of this whole situation with the Twitter. The last couple of days, I've been looking up what's been going on. Now, normally, you know, when the what's happening, you know, you get the standard on there. Last couple of days, I've been seeing hashtag rated rookie. Cards for freaking baseball cards has been trending on there. I've never seen that before. Skateboarding was trending at one point on there. You know, other things that just don't trend on Facebook has been starting to trend. What has been going on over there? You know, when you hear what they're talking about in those secret leaked audio on there, I think they've gotten to the point.
Just kidding.
Where basically the party's over. Now, is Elon Musk going to be the arbiter of free speech, allow free speech on there? I don't know. You know, can I trust him? I don't know. Will he change things? You know, yeah, there are going to be some changes. There's going to be some massive changes going to happen on this platform. Is it for the good? I hope so. From what has been going on how they're trying to slam Elon Musk, trying to block this. I mean, they've gone to the FCC, to the DOJ, to every site that they can, every governmental site to stop this sale from happening. They can't stop it from happening because it would be a violation. Elon Musk is within his rights to buy it. He did it properly. This is unheard of, unlike when you heard Amazon and MGM, which would be a question mark and should be still a question mark to the situation. When Crunchyroll and Funimations got together with that sale in Sony, that should have been a big question mark. Why wasn't that done? See, the thing about it is people are handing money hand over fist, you know, in some of these governmental corners to allow some of this shit to happen. Now that someone has gotten attached to one of their sites, that they spew all the, and we're seeing this, that the propaganda that comes out of Twitter that has harmed people, that has harmed people's careers. We're seeing this at the Johnny Depp trial. We're seeing it from the Vic Mignogna trials. We're seeing it from everybody that has been slammed by the Me Too movement on one end. Nothing against the Me Too movement. It was something that, yeah, a lot of this should be coming out and a lot on there. But there are those out there who will take advantage of the situation. And it's the same thing with a lot of other organizations, like the ACLU and basically many other organizations that were opened up to help everybody. And now they're focusing on one group of people. their mandates, what they've built themselves on, has been perverted. And it's been with the help of social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. See, that's the other thing that needs to get out of here is TikTok. TikTok is one of the most dangerous, toxic places on the internet. Why, they should have been shut down a while ago. We should not be seeing TikTok on there. People say, well, it's fun and stuff like that. Peer into it. Peer right into TikTok. And you will see the dangers in there. The dangers to children. The dangers to your information. This place is a propaganda mill. And this is what was Twitter for up to now. Now things are starting to change. You're seeing conservative channels on Twitter, their followers have increased. Lives of TikTok is over 1 million views, 1 million subscribers, like that. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you there was some shenanigans going on. How many of these sites were, on the far left, were actual real sites? And that's where, you have to ask these questions. How much of this was proper information? We know that a lot of this is not proper information. I'm not going to call it misinformation. It's not proper information. It is not to the point where basically, for example, the Hunter Biden laptop situation that the New York Post got shut down, had all the proof and everything, and still was called misinformation. And we know now today it wasn't. It was basically true. This was hidden up by mass media and social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. I might get shadow banned just for talking about this on YouTube. For those of you on our other social media platforms, please do subscribe to them. Who knows how much longer I will be on this platform where I'll be able to discuss these things. I'm trying to discuss these things. Every 10 seconds, I get pushed back. Right now, I'm hoping I've already purged over the 500 level as far as subscribers, because it has been hard. I've been almost there, and then suddenly those subscribers have disappeared. And the other thing I noticed from YouTube itself and Google is a lot of my videos, a lot of my high-rated videos right now are coming from things that I posted weeks and months ago. I get comments from stuff I posted last year that's starting to get traction now. That means that basically at one point, YouTube held the information, didn't put me up on there, but then they forgot about me, and those videos moved forward in the algorithm and started to somewhat trend softly without anyone noticing on there, except for the viewers. That's why I thank you, all of you viewers out there that have been watching. People like that have been watching constantly. They're always constantly commenting on all of our social media platforms. I mean, we got a lot we're working on right now. There's a lot coming. We're just announced. If you didn't see the little trailers we're putting on there, we're bringing back Rabbit T. Rabbit. We're bringing back the classic episodes. Right now, we're trying to somewhat remaster. And I tell you, it's a weird way we're doing this. Because right now, we're working on almost no money at all as far as the remastering, because it costs money. But what we're doing, one thing we are doing, is we're looking for, when we do certain segments and stuff like that, I'll give you a perfect example. We've done stuff for the New Jersey Ocean City Doo-Wah Parade, Doo-Dah Parade, and we went back to look for anyone who has the similar footage, original footage in a better quality. And we've taken that, and basically we've spliced in the same segments that are heavily damaged, because a lot of these segments are heavily damaged, and we're putting them back. We're slicing these segments back in, so the quality looks much better. Even though the quality is still low, but they look much better than it did before. Because a lot of the damages are, they're like tracking damages. Because this was VHS 3/4 inch U-Matics, it's all videotape. And this is the things that we're working on, that we're trying to bring out to you. Saturday Pre-Flight is being worked on for the fall. We're bringing that back for the fall, and we're working on that as well. There are going to be some changes where certain shows will not be on this particular social media platform, but there will be segments put here. So at least it will direct you to where you can see the whole entire show. Because unfortunately, YouTube hasn't helped. They haven't helped. And the same thing with Twitter. Twitter hasn't helped. It has, I've been able to talk to certain people, and certain people have been directed to my show from Twitter, and I still see that from time to time. It's the reason why I'm still on Twitter. But I see more coming out of Parler and Getter and Gab and Minds, because I know I'm been monitoring them, because basically it's been coming out of those sites. So now, hopefully, like I said, Twitter will put us back into the fold. I mean, this is big. When you look at this, for example, this whole deal on stuff, if Elon takes us back and flips those switches off that held back a lot of information, there's going to be a lot of flow of information through Twitter. And this could hurt sites like TikTok. And yeah, it's going to hurt Getter, it's going to hurt Parler, it's going to hurt Truth. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people here already. And if those people stay, and those who have gotten, like and Alex Jones, who have gotten their sites shut down and get them reopened again, they'll be able to tweet again on these sites. You know, it's going to keep people here. And we'll be able to discuss things properly on there. Because that's the one thing about it is, it's freedom of speech. Remember, it's freedom of speech. That's what it says in the Constitution. Not freedom of speech unless, so you have to remember one thing. They always tell you, yeah, it's freedom of speech, but we can't have misinformation. But who's deeming you misinformation? You're saying misinformation, but if I throw out several articles, stuff from scientific experts, and stuff like that at you, or some, Supreme Court paperwork that says, no, that's not the issue, you're calling it misinformation is actually propaganda, because you're trying to stifle the word, because you want to keep control. And that's what it is. They just want to keep control. Silicon Valley needs to fall. And we're talking from the point of view of all these these big social media, whether it's Google, whether it's Facebook, whether, any of the others on there. Twitter's the first. Twitter is the first, most likely, that is going to change. And we need to have all the others change as well.